Hello everyone, and welcome to the first NextGen Genealogy education video for 2015. I am Shannon Combs-Bennett, the NextGen Education Chair and host for this show. You know, it's hard to believe that one, it's 2015, and two, January is almost over. I mean, what in the world is going on out there? Thanks to everyone who submitted topic idea for this upcoming year. With the Education Committee merging back into one, this means that I will be covering a broad range of topics. Remember, we are here to foster
the first NextGen Genealogy education video for 2015. I am Shannon Combs-Bennett.
We are having a oops. Well, since we can't, we'll just keep moving on here. I didn't realize my speakers were on for the other channel. So, like I said, thanks to everyone who submitted topics for this upcoming year. The Education Committee has merged back into one from a youth and an adult. So this means I'm going to be covering a large range of topics. Remember, we are here to foster the love of genealogy, as well as promote young genealogists and youth to success. So on that note, let's go ahead and get started with today's chat. This video today is on goal setting. It was one of the biggest recommendations I had, so I figured why not start off the year on the correct foot. And you know, I didn't say genealogy because goal setting is, well, it's goal setting. And the principles are the same no matter what purpose you apply it to. You can take these principles that I'm going to suggest today and apply them to genealogy, your family, your business, your education, honestly, anything that you can think of. So today I'm going to go through 5 simple steps to help you set goals. My example at the end will have a genealogy theme to it, since this is a genealogy organization, but I won't be talking about things like how to set a specific research goal or research plan. These are goals that you could set for your genealogy business, future education, a research trip, things along those lines. Now, I want you to go grab a piece of paper, and I'm serious, go grab a big piece of paper. I am going to have you write things down as we go, because to me, writing down the goals, actually physically taking the time to write it down on a piece of paper, actually makes them more real to a lot of people. You kind of cement them into your mind. Plus, this is going to be an interactive video. So I will play along too, because it's fun, and why not? So hopefully you have your piece of paper. Otherwise, pause me and come back in a few minutes. But let's move on. Step 1, make it SMART, S-M-A-R-T. Now, many goal setting experts will tell you that to have a successful goal, it must be SMART. SMART stands for specific, identify what you want to achieve. Measurable, quantify your results so you can determine if you've met your goal or not. Actionable. They are not passive, but they are actively stated goals. Realistic. This is where you use your common sense. Rein in unrealistic ideas. It's okay to dream big, but understand that you're going to have to break it down into something manageable. And finally, T for time bound. Set a deadline. Goals do nothing for you, and you're never going to complete them if you don't give yourself a timetable. So these 5 items, when you put them all together, create a solid goal that is achievable and won't make you feel like a total failure if you miss. And trust me, I have missed plenty of times on my goals. Now, a lot of people grapple with this concept. We don't like to fail. Failure's bad. Missing a goal or not succeeding in something, yeah, it can feel terrible. It can make you feel horrible. However, nothing is ever a complete failure. When you miss a goal that you set for yourself, or you have to start over again, think about everything you learned before. You are better off the next time because you now have experience and skills that you didn't have before. Learning curve is there, right? Just remember, everything happens for a reason. If you didn't make it, pull yourself back up by the bootstraps and keep on marching. Step 2, dream big. Sounds pretty cliche, I know, and it is, but it's true. I like to tell myself, go big or go home when I create goals. And I know that also can scare a lot of people. They like to be safe. They like to make goals that are easily achievable. To me, an easily achievable goal is essentially a to-do list that you check off. It's not a goal. Dream big. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? It could be long-term goal, which might take years to achieve. So just close your eyes and think about your dreams in genealogy. Do you have a dream to be a full-time professional? Do you have a dream to take a week-long research trip to an ancestral home? Do you have a dream of attending a conference or a seminar or a workshop or another educational endeavor? What I want you to do is take a second and think about it. Write your big goal at the top of that paper. That's going to be your focus. I hope you're writing. If you need to, pause and come back to me. Step 3, eat the elephant. Okay, it sounds kind of funny, but you'll understand here in a second. One of my favorite sayings is you can eat an elephant one bite at a time. Your dream big goal is your elephant. How are you going to break it up into smaller bite-sized pieces? Can you think of at least 3 specific smaller goals, or at least steps to goals, that you can do to make that possible? And remember to be smart about them. So take a minute. Think about it. Can you think of 3 ways to make your big goal better, easier? Break it down. Step 4, review and review your list. And this is really, really important. Writing them down and then storing them in a pile on your desk will not make goals happen. They need to be in your face. Post them on a wall. Put them on your dry board, your dry erase board, whatever the thing is back there behind me. Put them in a notebook. Write them on lipstick on your bathroom mirror. I don't care where you keep them. Just don't hide them out of sight because they'll never be accomplished. Set aside a day where you take stock in your progress. Goals take active participation to be completed. Know where you are at all times in your timetable. How close are you to being realistic? Is it to being realistically achievable? Use this time once a week, once a month, however often you need to, every morning, whatever it takes. Use that time to tweak anything if you need to. Sometimes you start with one plan and then halfway through you realize you have to go whoop, whoop, and go that way. And you know what? That's okay. Make that 90-degree turn, review, revise your goals, and then get back to work. So number 5. Sharing and celebrating. Now, different experts have different theories and ideas on if you should share your goals with anyone else. I have mixed feelings on this too. For the first 2 years of my personal blog, I shared my goals for the upcoming year, and I didn't do it this year. Mainly because my goals are now less focused on my personal research and more on my career and my future as a professional. Those personal research goals are still there, but I'm not entirely comfortable putting them out there for the entire world to see. However, I think that having an accountability buddy or maybe a small group of friends you know and trust with whom you can then share your goals is an absolutely fantastic thing. We all need a shoulder to lean on, a mentor, a friend, whomever, someone to bounce an idea off of, and in general, people who can help pick us back up when we fall down. Trust me, it's going to happen. I do it all the time. Then most importantly, or at least I think is an important aspect of goal setting, is getting to celebrate a bit when you complete your goal. It could be celebration dinner out. It could be buying a new pair of shoes, maybe adding to your book collection. Whatever makes you happy, celebrate a small activity and those small victories with a small activity or something along the way to keep you on track and keep you motivated. People like to work for rewards. Makes them feel good. So before we leave tonight, I wanted to give you an example of a goal sheet. So let me get over here and share my screen. It'll take just a second. Where did it go? All right. There it is. Now this is something I did earlier, so hopefully it works. Okay, so my big dream goal is eventually I want to write a book about my grandfather's World War II experience as a POW for the Japanese. He was captured at the Battle of Corregidor in May of 1942 and spent the entire war as a prisoner of war in the Philippines and then in Japan. And I've been kind of thinking about doing this for a while, but this last year I really set a goal. Now, 2020, that's 5 years from now. I should be able to get it done. The reason I set it for such a long-term goal is because I have a lot of research and a lot of information that I need to pull together, and I know it's not going to happen in just a few months because I'm a mom and I have a business and I have all sorts of other things to do. So, next page is I broke it down a little bit. I know I'm going to make this happen. I need to do a research phase, a writing phase, and an editing publication phase. And then from there, I broke it down a little bit further. And these are all the different things that I think of right now with dates and when I'm going to be doing them or projected to be doing them and what I need to do to get this done. And this is just a sampling. I have several pages of how the various different steps I need to do to complete this project. So I hope that made a lot of sense to you, and I hope it really gives you an idea of the types of things you can do. Other goals that I have set for myself recently were things like ProGen. I am currently in ProGen 24, so it's my goal to stay on track and get that done. Other things were I have set a goal that I want to apply for every national call for paper and at least 3 regional calls for papers and at least 3 webinar calls for papers this year because I would like to speak more. Other things I have done are more business oriented. I started setting, basically product deadlines, how much I want to write, when I want to have it done by. And I really want to focus on building myself. Now, you can do any type of goal like that as well. If you have a goal of attending Samford, that's a perfect goal. It takes money. You have to schedule time off. You have to be able to get there. Maybe you have to save for a year. How are you going to save? What are you going to do to put the money aside? What are you going to do to make sure that you are there next year? So those are just some more ideas for you on how to set goals. Now, our time tonight is over, and I hope you learned something about goal setting that you can put to use in your genealogy. I'd love to know your thoughts, love to hear from you. Just let me know, drop me a line, either here in the comments at the NextGen Facebook page, or feel free to email me at education@tnggn.org. Next month, February 2015, our chat will be on answering calls for papers. It was the second most popular request for chats this year. If you would like to be a guest on that show, please let me know. You can always email me once again at education@tnggn.org or drop me a note on the NextGen Facebook page. If you have any other suggestions, I'd love to hear from you too. And that is all for this evening. I hope you have a great night. Get to work on those goals for 2015 in the future, and I will talk to you again in the future. Bye.